Hi, my name is Donna Skoglund of donnaskoglund.com, and I help women create routines for peaceful weight loss, reduced anxiety, and increased energy based on the time-tested wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda. Today, I'm going to talk about a very important concept called 50-50. And this has completely changed my life, and I think it's going to be really helpful for you. So in yoga, we talk about the balance of dark and light and how we can't feel and really know what happiness is without sadness. And our practice is really about affirming the full spectrum of our experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I always understood this on a conceptual level, but I don't think I really got it until earlier this year. Because I noticed that if I wasn't feeling good, or I call it if I was in the shitty 50, the 50% of life that was uncomfortable or painful or negative, then I was making it a problem. I decided that it was either something that was wrong with me or something was wrong with my life, and I felt like I had to do something and change it. Now, when I really got it, like this idea that 50% of life is going to be fun and enjoyable and pleasurable and desirable, and the other 50% of life is going to be the opposite, and that's not a problem. It's by design. So when you are in that part that you don't particularly enjoy, don't make it a problem, because our unnecessary suffering comes from negating that and pushing it away and numbing it out and resisting that half of life. And for me, I did that through a lot of emotional eating or distracting myself. And so whenever there was a feeling of uneasiness or boredom or stress or anxiety, then I would find myself in the kitchen, or I would find myself picking up my phone again and again and again. And I still do this, I still catch myself, but I'm so much more aware of it. And being aware really allows you to then make changes, because it has to start from that place. So what does this look like? What is the radical affirmation of the 50-50 look like? Well, when you are in the shitty 50, it starts with allowing it. It starts from a place of radical acceptance, of just being with what is in your moment-to-moment experience, even if that doesn't feel good. And then from that place, we can investigate. So step 2 is getting curious of, why am I feeling this way? Asking yourself, first of all, what am I feeling? What is the emotion? Can you actually identify it clearly to yourself? And then step 2 is, what is the thought that's causing this emotion? Because our feelings and our emotions come from our thoughts. And our thoughts are things that we can change. Now, the changing of our thoughts and the uprooting of old patterns and beliefs is a process, and it takes time. However, we can't even begin to do that if we're so quick to numb it out and push it out and resist and escape those uncomfortable emotions. There's no way for us to get to the root of what's causing them if we're always reacting to them. So this is so important that we start with just being with it, then understanding it, and then from that place we can choose intentionally. We can decide, is this a thought that I want to keep thinking? Is this a thought that is serving me? Is this a thought that is creating the kind of emotions that I want to live my life by? And then we can do the work to start to change things. So your homework is, or your action step is, to become the observer of your experience instead of always just reacting from a very patterned place. When you step back and you can watch your own thoughts and emotions, then you create some distance and you create some space, and you're able to insert a pause that allows you to then have a little bit more control and come from that place of deliberate choosing how you want to move forward. What do you want to do, instead of just continuing to engage in bad habits, which then make us feel worse because we feel guilty and we feel regret, and then we feel bad, so then we engage in more bad habits because we don't like feeling those negative emotions, and it becomes this vicious cycle that we can't get out of. So one of the most effective ways for you to uproot bad habits is to be willing to be uncomfortable. And when you are willing to feel all emotions, then you have so much power and you are not afraid of anything. And that is a very empowering place to live by.